So now we're truly in uncharted waters, ladies and gentlemen. So pay attention here. So I was going to jump ship. I was literally going to throw in the towel and just give up, but I can't do that. Not here at the last minute. Now there's people out there that need this technology. We're going to make sure it reaches them. We're going to save what's left out there of this planet, of this water-powered planet we live on. So the channel's going to be here no matter what happens. It doesn't matter how many of these elements are dumped down on us, or as long as the sun is still shining, we're going to be here. And the table of elements has got us into this mess. A lot of these elements like barium, strontium, aluminum, all this stuff, carbon, hydrogen, everything you see on here can be used to get us out of the trouble we've gotten ourselves into. Now science has gotten up into the higher elements. Anything after plutonium or uranium, anything in the higher elements here is all man-made. All these guys right here you see invented these new heavier elements. We spent a lot of money to do this, but then we found out we can't do much with them. They're too radioactive and they're very finite. You can't do a whole lot with them, the average Joe. So we've had to go back on the table of elements, back down to some of the simpler stuff like oxygen and hydrogen. That's where we're going to get all our energy. So think about that. Some of the stuff we're going through right now. You can all share ideas about your fuel cells. You know, we have a choice, alternative energy. Think about that. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. It's advanced yet simple oxyhydrogen technology. And that's what this channel is mostly based on. Now a lot of people separate their two atoms. They separate their oxygen and their hydrogen. That's a different setup. And we'll talk about that later. Some of the stuff going on here. And sadly back in the day there were a few textbooks available on water fuel cells, and there's been many inventors out there before me and lots of Cadillac ideas. Think about that. You know, there's been a lot of good ideas out there we could have used over all this time. Lots of good inventors out there. And we're not going to let this one little bug beat us, guys. You know, think about that. Something that we can't see. You know, we're too advanced for that. A lot of us know better. So don't fall for any of the propaganda or anything like that you see on TV. Even if my cat sees it, he can't stand it. He throws up the moment he sees it. Exactly. So the idea is we need a water fuel cell that can be mass produced on a large scale. Okay? We need something that we can get out to the simple guy. We have to solve all of our problems, you know. We're going to need a lot of different technologies. Solve a lot of our major problems anyways. Don't forget, when it comes to killing viruses and bacteria, everything that you buy at the grocery store, it doesn't matter what spray bottle it is, this is the element that actually does the work right here. Element number 17, and that's chlorine, and that's also made through the electrolysis of water. This is my high school chemistry book, and if you look right here, it shows you a swimming pool. And in today's world, every single swimming pool in the world just about now has an electrolysis device that's built into the plumbing, and they dump salt in the pool and it raises the chlorine level of the pool. I'm just going to go back through here and show you so you can read this yourself. Okay, this is a very powerful antiseptic disinfectant. One of the most powerful ones in the world. So think about that. There's no virus that can survive on any surface once you wipe it down with the proper stuff that you buy at the store. You can buy it at the store. I mean, no virus can survive. It's old news. It's the 1800s, guys. Think about that. Humphrey Davy. No virus can survive on the surface. Not with man's current technology. That's why you don't want to fall for the mainstream media lies. It's been too easy to defeat these things. I'll point this out again, and it's in one of my older videos. You can go back and check it out. But if you look at silver on here on the table of elements, I'm going to show you in the book right now, and that stuff is deadly to diseases and viruses and pathogens. So you go back and read this for yourself. So think about that. Its atomic number is 47. Just to let you know. I'm trying to put everything I can in these videos, so they're gonna get a little choppy. I'm doing the best I can, you know. I'm running out of time. I don't have a whole lot of water, food. I mean, the power could go next. That's why I'm trying to get this stuff out to you guys. We don't have a whole lot of time. Well, see, this is what it looks like. I took a little video here. It's a personal video for you guys. I mean, when you go to the grocery store and your cart looks empty and the shelves look like that. See, now you guys are starting to see the importance of the water. Okay, this is how important that water is. Because when it disappears and it's not there and the food starts to disappear, we're in some deep shit. We're up the creek. We're up the freaking creek. So, it's the same here, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to point some of that out. Don't be scared. I mean, there's food there. You can get food, but it's starting to disappear. Now think about this. What if some other calamity came along, you know, and it wasn't just some stupid virus, all right, that was all made up by the mainstream media. You can see them faking it. Now think about it. What if the gas was cut off to us tomorrow, okay? The reaction would be incredible by the people. We'd be in some really serious shit. Now, how are we going to maintain the industrial base of the economies of the world, around the world? This is why we're looking at the wet cell here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to look at simple technology. I've come up with a lot of different ideas. There's a lot of Cadillac ideas out there. But we don't want 7 billion people to starve just because we can't learn a little bit about the simplest element in the universe. I mean, that's what hydrogen is right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's right on the front page of the table of elements that got us in this mess. So surely, the simplest, usually big things come from small beginnings. Think about that. And a lot of you have seen my pulsar power plant. See, I've come up with different power plant ideas, and a lot of this stuff I've demonstrated where we can make tremendous amounts of electricity. You know, we got to size up these physics, ladies and gentlemen. So here at Water Power Planet, I'm here till the bitter end, guys. I'm going to try to keep the channel going as long as I can. Okay? Doesn't matter if I run out of water and I ain't got no food. I give a damn what happens. I'm going to be here till the bitter end. I'm going to stay at the wheel. I mean, somebody's got to do this. You know, we got to teach the next generation what we did wrong. You know, how we wasted all our time going forward with these neutrons and these nuclear elements. They're very finite. I mean, as soon as you look at them, they disappear and they became useless to the average Joe. So we're going to go back to water fuel cell technology. That's the secret here. So we have an alternative future we're faced with instead of the one we're faced with now, which looks pretty bleak. If the pollution doesn't kill us, then the wars surely will. So we've got to pull this off, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to get everybody to switch over to a hydrogen economy, and we'll try that and see how it goes. You can always go back to your oil if you don't like it, but I promise you, you guys will love it. And you got to remember, the wet cell was originally designed to be simple, basic, cheap, economic. You know, the average Joe could build these things. Think about that. This is going to get us away from the gas cans and the gas and the oil and the hydrocarbons. That's what it was all originally for. Simple tools built by anyone, minimum resources. And this is going to get us away from the plastic bottles and the water too. Remember, all this makes fresh water. You start producing that at home. Every device that you run is going to produce fresh water. Think about that. It's very important. You guys are seeing how important water can be on our planet. The atomic power of hydrogen and oxygen. I mean, these two atoms are so important to us. Think about that. The oxygen atom, the hydrogen atom. These are precious atoms. I mean, they're all precious, but they're very important to man. It's important to all my technology too. When you have water-based technology, those are the two big atoms you're working with the most, are the hydrogen and the oxygen atom. It's what water's made out of. So endless amounts of renewable energy without pollution from the use of hydrocarbons like oil nuclear power stations, uranium. Okay, splitting uranium atoms, you won't have to do that anymore. We're getting away from the neutron. I mean, this is all important stuff. You won't have coal, their toxic fly ash, anything left over from that. I mean, water is a renewable energy that doesn't do these things. So I realized that this was happening around the world. It wasn't just me anymore. And I knew I had to rush home and get this technology out to people as fast as I could. I mean, if you want to survive, if you really truly want to live, this is what the store looked like. See the shelves? They're empty. There's no food. All that was left in the meat department was these chicken necks. Nobody would even buy it. But I imagine if things get bad enough, they'll buy the chicken necks. But look, it was down to 1 can of beans on the bean aisle. I'm not kidding, this is what it looked like out there. And there's the sky outside the Dollar General. So when I got home, I was like, well, I better get this technology out as fast as I can. So I'm still at the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. Not giving up. Doesn't matter what they dump on us. Doesn't matter as long as there's still oxygen in the air and I can breathe and the sun's still shining. Which I don't know how much longer that even is going to go on. I'm going to get this hydrogen technology out to you. You know, it doesn't matter what calamity we're faced with. We're not going to let another bug hunt destroy us. You know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Don't let this virus get you down. Don't let it scare you. There's nothing we can overcome. There's nothing that we can't overcome. Think about that. So we got this. So make sure you pass these videos on to your friends and stuff. If you really truly want to save things and change the direction we're all heading and save some of this nature for your children, then you better wake up to a much simpler, cleaner fuel that we call hydrogen. For those of you guys out there that are using the water to make your hydrogen gas and you're doing the whole separation system and you're not making oxyhydrogen where it's mixed together, but you're actually separating the oxygen and the hydrogen, think about this. Your own urine produces a hell of a lot more hydrogen over at the cathode than you would normally get with, you know, typical electrolysis. Think of that. Electrolysis of urine, you get a lot more hydrogen. Like I said, these videos are going to get a little choppy. So there's a lot of information coming your way. Just be patient. Now sometimes I got to break out the book. Here we go again. I'm going to break out the book. Okay, War. The huge game run by the global elite from 4D that is used to hold humankind in perpetual enslavement. So remember that. So I'm just going to go through some things here in my Alchemist book. Right here in the table of contents in the glossary here. Let me show you some of this stuff. Okay, the New World Order, the elite structure that is being used for the planned takeover of Earth. You can see that taking place right now as we speak. Ionosphere, the upper atmosphere of the Earth. Does any of this ring a bell? Okay, insanity. Okay, the loss of effective control of perspective in our 3D reality. So this is some of the stuff going on. You know, I wanted to point this out. But stay tuned, there's more to come. Lots of information, lots of hydrogen technology, oxyhydrogen technology. We're going to cover a lot of things this week. We're going to try to cover it as quick as we can. I'm running out of time. I think we're all running out of time. So we don't have a whole lot of time, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't noticed, the shit's hit the fan. See, I have to go and smoke a huge bowl and confer with the ancient mythical beast here, and then when I get back, what I'm going to do is show you guys how to recreate the power of the sun. I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and release everything, all the technology. I wasn't going to do that right away, but like I said, we're running out of time. And then when we get back, I'm going to teach you guys how to make my favorite bread recipe too. So we got a lot to cover.